We're talking with the man who has brought love and hugs to the hearts and minds of the American public. Well, now he's done something gone a step further. He's bringing you love in food in a book called Leo Buscaglia's Love Cookbook, and he's written it with Biba Caggiano.
Caggiano, brava.
Welcome, Leo.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you as always.
Thank you. What a beautiful book.
Isn't it wonderful?
And love is food at times.
Oh, you bet it is. And you know, I grew up in a big, passionate Italian family, as you know, because I've written about it all the time. And everything in my life that I remember, all of the wonderful, magical memories always took place in the kitchen or in the dining room and around the table, discussing things and crying and laughing and noise. And, you know, the neighbors must have thought we were all mad. But as you know, we were 11. And 11 around a table of food is some magical thing that I wanted to try to offer again and nudge people and say, get back to getting together. Lovers should get back in an intimate dinner for two. Friends, we have recipes there for 6 or more, and then family dinners, wonderful family dinners of getting together.
Leo, I'm holding it up as we talk because the pictures of the food in this book are exquisite, the photography as well. Biba, runs a restaurant in Sacramento?
Yes, Biba has a restaurant called Biba in Sacramento. She also has a television show on the Learning Channel, and she's a charming little Italian from Bologna.
How did you meet?
Well, I was doing a big television show that was being filmed in Sacramento, and she, being an Italian, was attracted to this crazy Italian who was ranting and raving. So she came, and afterwards she came up and said, you know, will you come to my restaurant? And I said, Biba, you talked to the right man, because the soul of love is food. And so I went there, we fell in love over the table, and I don't mean she's married and has a wonderful family. What I mean is we fell in love as human being to human being, and we've been friends ever since.
Well, anybody who will cook this, roast chicken with garlic and potatoes says love over the food waves.
You bet.
But you also have some wonderful things about food being an aphrodisiac.
Yes, and
oysters.
And well, you know, we laugh a lot about this, but this is something that's been going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And I did quite an analysis because it was so much fun, and found out that almost at one time or another, almost every food is considered an aphrodisiac. And my conclusion was it's just about as much of an aphrodisiac as you want it to be. So if you think it is, you can fall in love over an eggplant, you know.
Yeah.
But really the basis of this whole book was trying to get people back together again. You know, when I remember these wonderful times.
Yeah, did you read, by the way, it's very important, children who eat every night with their families have better grades in school.
Oh, and are happier and have deeper. Well, you know, you remember once we were talking about, I quoted Lillian Hellman's, who said that the reason that relationships break up is because people change and they don't tell each other. Well, the place to tell each other is over the dinner table. You know, one is running in one way, one is running another. A daughter is going to ballet class, little boy is going to play baseball. And the table is bare. That's the place where we need to sit down together. Even a couple, a loving couple, needs to every night sit together and say, how are you different? What has happened to you today? What made you happy? And this way we get closer and closer, but it's no wonder we're all strangers.
Yeah, we're all eating microwave dinners in 5 seconds.
And then running somewhere.
But a pot roast with onions and white beans. I mean, I just read some of the titles. Oven-braised veal shanks with artichokes. These are veal stew with marsala wine and mixed mushrooms. Oh,
could I make a statement about this?
Yes.
The amazing part is that this is top-of-the-line gourmet food. But the thing that I asked Biba to do when she's creating these recipes, I said, remember that the reason people don't entertain or cook is because everybody's busy. We have to be practical. And we don't want the cook in the kitchen tearing his or her hair out instead of entertaining and enjoying the company. So no recipe in that book should take longer than 5 to 10 minute last-minute preparation. moderation. That means you can prepare everything ahead of time, have it in the refrigerator, wrapped up, or frozen, wrapped up in foil, and the last 10 minutes you can bring it out and it looks beautiful. And it's hearty food. It's the kind of thing that families enjoy, like roasts and succulent
Orange,
stews.
red onion, and green olive salad. I mean, these are roasted onion salad with balsamic vinegar.
They're just incredible things. And the thing is again, you can prepare them ahead of time, and then when you're having a blast, you can just say, excuse me for 5 minutes, and you mean it, and you come out again, and here's this wonderful dinner.
And mocha ice cream. I mean, there are some wonderful desserts here as well. All right, so how do you maintain your weight, Leo?
Well, you know, I listened to Mama. Mama used to say, never mind all these crazy diets. Eat everything in moderation. Eat healthily, eat fresh food, and don't eat mounds of it. I think that's where we go to a restaurant and we get these enormous, and then if you're like me, who grew up so poor, I can't waste anything. So here I am shoveling it in my mouth, and I think we don't have to do this.
There are no starving children in Armenia. There are, but they're not going to get it from your plate.
I'm afraid no more. I'm trained into finishing everything. But I truly believe, and this may sound naive, that if we did more eating together, there would be more staying together. It's a wonderful forum. People are happy, and it's probably the last bastion of our sitting down and having a civilized opportunity for conversation.
And without the TV set on.
And without the TV set on. And you know, I'm saying to young married couples, at least once or twice a week, no matter what, you set out a lovely table. Use that china that's only going to be gathering dust. Put it out. Put out the best crystal. Buy yourself a nice bottle of wine. And then sit down and have this beautiful dinner and talk. I mean, you'll never have a divorce, I guarantee you. And children won't be wanting to run all over creation if they have a set spot. At first, they may object. I don't want to sit there. You know, like, even as kids with our family, 11 of us around a table. I have to go to so-and-so. My father used to say, he never was a wicked man, but he would say, shut up. You are going to eat with the family. And we did. And, for that, I have been eternally grateful. Yeah. There are some kids, honestly, Connie, that will grow up and never know what it means to sit down at a dinner with a family, and that is a major tragedy.
The other part of that is, I'm not joking, turn the TV set off.
Oh, Gad,
because you are your own best entertainment and socialization with each other.
Oh, indeed.
Or even assign one person in the family once a month. What have you read? And let them talk about what's going on in politics.
Yes, and how do you feel about things and so on.
May I read the epilogue here, too?
I would be very grateful.
There is an eloquent tale about the difference between heaven and hell. It is said that in both places the occupants are presented with opulent tables laden with exotic foods and given 4-foot-long utensils with which to eat. In hell, people are miserable and starving because they cannot imagine how to get food in their mouths with such long forks. In heaven, the people are joyful and well-fed. They use the same forks to feed each other. Thank you, Leo.
Oh, thank you. And that's the whole basis of this book.
Now, how much cooking do you do?
All the time.
Really?
For me, it's a focus. It's a meditative. In fact, I thought someday it'd be fun to write a Zen cookbook, because I get in the kitchen, I grab a zucchini, and I'm off. I love the color of food. I love the odors of food. I love the line. I walk into a supermarket and I have withdrawal symptoms. It's so full of gorgeous things. And so I cook all the time and I entertain all the time. I love to have friends in and say, look, this is one way of saying I love you, very realistically. I planned this, I shopped for it, I cooked it, I put it on the table with candles and a bottle of wine, and I love you.
And I love you, Leo. Will you autograph my book?
Oh, I'd love to.
And if you would like a copy of our publication, Good Books, send me a stamped, self-addressed envelope to Good Books, P.O. Box 69, 1640, Los Angeles, California, 90069. Look for our column in all the California Press Bureau newspapers. Leo, may I include one recipe if they write?
Well, of course.
All right, we'll talk about which one later. And support your local library. Go in, read some of Leo's other books, Born for Love, as well as your library is your best place to find inspiration for what to talk about at night. And we'll see you next time. Thank you, Leo.
Oh, thank you. You're masterful. Okay, this one goes to
Sean.
Sean. Oops.